open or shaded? What kind of circle would you use in this graph? Open or shaded? Go ahead, Ashley. Why? So because it is saying it could be equal to -3.5 or greater than. So I'm saying it could be equal to -3.5. So I'm going to shade that in. Let's do that together. So careful with the negatives now. So I'm going to show a couple of integers here. Okay. Between what two integers would I find -3.5? Between what two integers would -3.5 be? Same hands. Looking for some new ones. See who has not spoken. Go ahead, Jalen.
It'll be between -3 and -4.
Do we agree with him? Yes. Be really careful. So that would be -3.5, and you just told me open circle. And where are the solutions again? Where are the values that x can be? Go ahead, Lacey.
4, 5,
Here? Sure?
No. 3, 2, 1.
Do we agree with her now?
Yeah.
So so x is any of these numbers that are bigger than or equal to. Thank you for fixing that. And then we're going to put an x here to show these could be all the values that x has. Are we good? Okay. Here's what I want you to do for me. Flip open the classwork for me. And I want you to try a couple of these. I'm going to tell you which ones we're going to start with. I'd like for you to start with, try the first 4 and then we'll check each other. So turn to where it says solving two-step inequalities. And we're going to start with the first 4 and then we'll check. Before we even begin, can I have one person remind us what are some things we need to be careful about while we solve these? So yes, it is similar to an equation, but what do we need to be cautious about when we solve these? What do I need to think about as I go through and solve these? Same old hands. Diasia, haven't heard from you. Go ahead. Be still, please, guys. Switching the inequality symbol. And then could you give your teammates a reminder in which cases do we need to reverse the symbol? Loud and clear. They can't. Mackenzie says she can't hear you. Which I just know her like that. Do you agree with that? They couldn't hear you. One more time.
We need to reverse the symbol and divide.
Anybody wants to add to that? Refine that perhaps? Who wants to add anything to that? Go ahead, Harry.
We need to reverse the sign when we multiply and divide by a negative number.
No, that is more specific. So be careful. Is it anytime I divide? It is when I divide or multiply both sides by a
Negative.
because when we divided by a positive number, did it affect it? No. Alright? So begin. We'll talk in a few minutes. So go ahead and begin. You can work in your journals. I don't believe there is enough space on this paper for you to show the work, so you can copy it in your journals. Okay? We'll check in just a second. I took yours. I'm sorry, DJ. Please work in the journals, particularly if you know your handwriting is bold and it cannot fit. Work in the journals. And I want to see graphs. Admire the fact that Mackenzie's going back through her journal just to check. And I'll walk around and check your solutions. You're not following my directions here. Where is this? Start from here. Number 1. And remember, it's not an equation, so I shouldn't be seeing equal signs, so be careful. Just try and be cognizant of that as you start to solve. It's not an equation. Come on, honey, you're wasting time. Alright, finish it. You're on the right track. Finish it. Keep going. Begin, Elash. I'll come to you in just a moment. What is this number? Okay, I see it. Yes. You're on the right track. Yep. Yep. Okay, don't do that. You're gonna get in trouble if you keep doing that. Hear me? Good, go down, because it's not an equation. Exactly. Because so bring this down, right? You're saying it's equal to 10, but it actually is not. It is equal or bigger. There are many solutions. Tell me if you hear me. Okay.
You sure the graph?
Yes. So if you subtract, does it affect the symbol? Does it? Should I reverse it? No. So you need to bring them the same symbol and keep going. Cameron, keep going, sweetie. That's not 1. That's negative 0. Can I have somebody evaluate? In fact, I'm going to need all eyes to evaluate a problem. Raise your hand if you have not yet tried number 3. Okay. Give me a minute. Try 3 first, and then I'm going to have you help to evaluate one problem here. Okay? You try first, and then I'll put this up. Love the students who are pushing themselves to the next one while we wait. And every step of the way, be conscious of what you need to do differently for an inequality. Go on a new page, because that's falling apart. These that I just right out of school. You can finish up the next one. Put it here. Alright, so Michael does not mind us putting up his number 3, and then I want to put up somebody's number 2. And you just quickly evaluate and tell me if you agree or not. Need your eyes. Ready? Okay, here we go. So real quickly, his work is neat, legible, easy to follow, so we shouldn't have a problem. So you go through each line. Need your eyes, Miracle. Cameron, I need you to look on this question. Raise your hand when you have a comment. So, you're going to do two things. You're going to comment on something that looked, give them some positive feedback, and then areas that they need to change. Are we good? Here goes. So, who's going to start us off? Go ahead, Izzy.
He did. The thing that he did great on was changing his he had -3, added 3 on both sides, but
I didn't hear that. Say that one more time.
I said the thing he did good on was like doing the distributed property.
So you're saying Michael used the distributive property accurately, so he gets a check right there. All right.
And the feedback is that he needs to subtract. He needs to add -18 plus. Wait, hold on.
She's checking as she's speaking.
No, he's straight. Wait, hold on. No, he need to change his sign.
Anybody else want to pick up with what? Go ahead, Tariq. I heard your voice, and then someone else.
I believe he did good, but he did good.
He did well.
Yeah, he did well because he did the 3, he had -3 P and everything like that. And then, but he did right when he did -8 plus 3, and he got -15.
So you're saying he added correctly?
Yes.
Cameron, are your eyes on the board? Make sure.
Yes.
So he gets a check up to this point.
Yes.
Everybody else okay with that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's straight, according to you guys. Anybody wants to defer, Mrs. Stallings?